by your glory? What will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in awe of you be still? Will I stand in your presence? To my knees will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak it all? I can only imagine.
My second grade year was probably one of the roughest years of my life for many reasons. One of the reasons is that 6 months before going into the second grade, my mom had broke her back riding a four-wheeler in the sand dunes. One four-wheeler had flipped on top of her, landed on her back, and she was a paraplegic, meaning she could no longer walk or have feeling in her legs, which was rough. My family getting used to that was already rough enough. But then, on top of that, right before I went into the second grade, we moved to California for my dad's work. I was going into second grade, my brother fourth, and my little sister just starting school. And it was hard for us to pick up everything, just go to California, leave all of our friends and family that we had here in Texas. It wasn't easy. And we finally got to California. We started making new friends. It was hard, it really was. But we finally started making new friends, trying to fit in. Everything started to run smoothly. And then we got a call in the middle of the night that my grandmother, my mom's mom, had had a heart attack. And so we packed up everything and we came straight back to Texas. And all I could think about was how my grandma was the sweetest lady I'd ever met. She was the ideal definition of a grandmother. She was sweet. She always made sure I had enough food. She liked to bake sweet things for me. She took me to the store to get whatever I wanted. She absolutely loved all of us. All of me, my cousins, my brothers, and my sisters. It was awesome. That's the only thing I could think about on the drive back to Texas. But by the time we'd made it back to Texas, my grandmother had already passed. And that was hard for me because going into the second grade, being that old, having a loved one like that die, right whenever you're starting to understand things, it's very hard. Because my grandmother was probably one of the closest people that I had in my life at that time, because she lived right next door to me, and I would always go over there when I needed somewhere to go, and it was nice having her there. And having her pass like that, it did something to me. It changed me. It really did. And this song was played at her funeral. So every time I hear this song, I think about my grandmother passing and having to move place to place, leaving all my friends and family, and my mom breaking her back and not being able to walk again. It's not easy to go through things like this with anybody. And I think that going through all these things at one time really knocked my family down. But we were able to get back up once again, and it wasn't easy by any means, but we did do it.